Targeted opportunities. So we kind of talked about this earlier, and there was a question earlier about being specific. So anytime you are able to target something very, very specific that resonates with a company because their mission, vision, or value, one of their pillars is very specific, is great. I mean, that really helps. So let me give you an example. I was working with a small companion animal rescue organization, and they had a very specific need to do their best to adopt out more senior dogs. Because if you know anything about animal shelters, once a dog is 6 years or older, they're harder to adopt out. People want puppies or younger dogs, right? So they wanted to put together a program where they could really get the word out about the benefits of adopting out senior dogs. So here are two types of partners we went to that it's extremely targeted. The first is a very large senior citizens organization. Think about it, seniors, right? We have the connection of the senior dog with senior citizens. And there's a lot of research out there. First of all, seniors that are battling loneliness and do really well when they have a pet in their home, and the benefits of having a senior dog. You usually don't have to train them. They're not as excitable, so they're easily to be around. So there was an really easy connection there. We also were able to find a Fortune 1000 company who has a whole aspect of their foundation that works with shelters and helping get the word out on shelter advocacy. So we were able to create a program that was sponsorable to get the word out in the community about the benefits of adopting senior dogs, as well as trying to place senior citizens with senior dogs. And then because of the sponsorship dollars that were involved, we were able to cover through sponsorship dollars the adoption fees. So it worked out really, really well. That is a great example of being extremely targeted. We had two organizations that really, really resonated with what the target program was within the nonprofit. Let's use a association example if you're an association. I work with a very large mental health, behavioral health association. And there are so many aspects and complexities to the area of mental and behavioral health. But one area was seeing the increase in suicide rates of senior citizens in this particular area of the country. So once again, we were able to engage and to reach out to very large retail pharmacy chains that service many senior citizens to start a conversation about what kind of program could we do together that could be funded by the retail pharmacy in order to really address this ongoing issue of the mental health of senior citizens and the increased suicide rates of these senior citizens in this particular area of the country. So again, targeted, the more specific you can get, the better. The other thing I want to mention, because I know you're probably thinking, all right, this sounds good, Lori, but how do I find how specific a company wants to be? How do I find those pillars you were talking about? So obviously you go to the website, but I want to take you much deeper in the website. Most larger corporations have an annual report, or they have a report to the community. For large Fortune 1000s, usually the corporate philanthropy or the corporate social responsibility department have their own reports. In those reports are a gold mine of information for nonprofits, associations, other purpose-driven organizations. There's usually a contact name as to who oversees all those initiatives. Many times there's already an email address in there, which is great. And then you can see all of the organizations that they are supporting and have partnerships with to see if you can find some synchronicities that you can reference when you're outreaching. So that's a great way to find targeted opportunities. Another way is, and one of my favorite ways, I love to set up Google alerts. So let's say you have a company in your backyard that you've been thinking about approaching, but not sure what the approach should be. Just go to Google and Google how to set up Google alerts. It'll walk you through it. My only advice is that you set up a separate email to receive Google alerts, because Google will find everything it can in terms of news and updates about your topic. So be as specific as possible. So let me just go through. Let's say Walmart. So if you wanted to know about all of the philanthropic endeavors Walmart is doing in the state of Texas, you can set up as your Google alert Walmart philanthropic efforts in Texas. And Google is going to start to send you information. But like I said, you're going to get a lot of it. So be sure you have that sent to a separate email address. Those are some of my favorite ways to find targeted opportunities.